with just 590 cedis, you will be taken through what they call comprehensive eye examination. Everything about the eye, they would assemble their team of experts and take you through thoroughly one after the other. When you pay this 590 cedis, the combine is for what na say na consultation dress bisa umunsem eye was saying da be na share then usha then trigger ye normally infedi. I mean, all their different equipment and accoutrements are share with nimsu ama kama, and then they will also take you through ocular examination, refraction, tonometry, visual field test, optical coherence tomography, color vision testing, and the kika ho. And you hui se esea ha dream esea na bebre. As a people, we've not been very deliberate about eye care talk. Yafanokwa. We seem to be more interested in why na ni bema nyejuma and now why na ni car light nyejuma more than eye care. And no so here, but your eye is also important because say obema nyejuma na weninya wan hwe ya ubekwa kwa ye die. They say Jacob here wa Bible mu die. Uzi wo pera here. Right papa de lay am weninya nti won say oh enye wo yire nani. It says, I mean, me co-tenant as a debia mechana assembly in Portugal, ye can the diagro, but and ye assembly the diagro. Say when ne hawa ben or moi cause swim or munim who adie eye specialists and none beats Whitestone Eye Clinic. Please call them now on 0242 251 983 0242 251 983. Then we talk about the Despite Automobile Museum. The museum, everybody is rushing to. People are flying to the country from around the globe to come and watch what is happening in Ghana. A very regrettable say with the chrome here. Meanwhile, it's something very, 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 very affordable for you to pay just to go and watch with yourself, with your family, with your friends. Please call the Despite Automobile Museum and book your appointment now. Call them on 0200 030 011 0200 030 011, or as my senior brother Nene Bennett Akwaku puts it, 055 6262626 055 6262626. What is happening there? An assembly and a collection of the most sought after antique cars in the world. You find them right here at the Despite Automobile Museum in East Legon. Apart from watching this antique cars with your eyes, there is the story behind it. There is the background behind it. What they tell you, car we, Papa we ne use free 1704. I could do 1750. Or you know, and not Tom man yeri, and Anjeri the man in Pana. So by 1900, and I went to Tinemukakra, they give you the history of the car. Halifax focus on the LPM because car be one in history. Shout out to Zach who sells car by the roadside. On open and car and share the car history, sir. Apart from getting the car history of this antique cars, you know, you can also enjoy what we call the exciting virtual reality games at the Modern Gaming Center located right in the Despite Automobile Museum. It is a type of game that is, you know, accessible to both adults and kids and recommended for both adults and kids. And last but not the least, brethren, fellow countrymen, I remind you one more time, the need to be deliberate in your dressing. The need for you to dress the way you want to be addressed. Sometimes me share Nene Benete Akwa was a young man in his 35 40s to say ne no noa, you know, ne bogakupa luche yi, and then in a round neck t-shirt. I can say the American Eagle embossed, you know, with this what do I call it? Is this silver or khaki or ash jeans to match? He looks very, very young today, and it looks like a not fairly used zaddy, a real zaddy, and in the dark shades. Sometimes ubeshia nene also hini. Sometimes also be auton asasi, depending on how he dresses. Your dress tells a lot about you. The obeshe bia can't send before on who. Into say ube into say the obeshe and foul and also can't send before home. Anything you wear tells something about you. So if you don't care what you wear, that also tells something about you. When you get to the perfect man kaftan people, one, they are experts. So they understand fabric, they understand patterns, they understand cuts, they understand designs. The fabrics do not fade. The cuts fit your body shape and frame perfectly. Don't just walk into and say, "Mommy, extra large." They be extra large, you know. And you see, your body shape, you're different. And don't just say, "Me shell large," and say, "Mommy large." When we do so kama, me know you na your shell large. Na so obi ye for your 34 inches. Obi so there 38 inches. Obi so there 30 inches. Na so omo na shell large by their body frame. But perfect man kaftan for there. Ombe take the way you into consideration. No, make sure say atade omo pam shell no. A shell pepe. And you say obi be pam atade bi a shell. Then so that for bisa will say, oh, atade we nya wo heka cho so nya wo say hongo Debbie. For a perfect man kaftan 4 on 0244 147212. They have everything menswear, from traditional wear to casual wear to corporate wear to cultural wear, everything menswear and men's grooming, from accessories to real clothing. Please call them now, 0244 147212. In case you just tune in, hi, OK 101.7 FM, the best entertainment show. I am Halifax Ansah-ADDO, your humble host. Friday edition, last edition for the week. And indeed, last edition for the month. It's not just the week. And DJ Bosco abo lumba nyum mieno because ne 1 week the 1 week observation no china, but venue no problem kakra ba ho nti so mo sesa venue problem ben na ba ho me ba. Problem about venue when they say anka no more year Legon Stadium no University of Ghana and na 30th of August. But la mpenyufo no see debut la homowo afashe no omunwie into still sa ban on drumming and noise making no it is still in place. Into once it is still in place, enya dia ombepene na enya dia ombepene na a friend was saying Daddy Lumba 1 week observation no embasu ewo Legon Stadium no. Mami hwe se ye benya la mpenyinfo no baako we have na ye de no bon komote no my clarification kakra. And see, no more fun or jame. Okay, and see, Penya ye nyanui, ni ding di Ning Mansalo Jeffrey Tete. Ning Mansalo Jeffrey Tete. Ono no ye Assistant Secretary to the La Homowo Planning Council. Ke wakababa gamie leji volumalo se kwelo ke hala Homowo Planning Council ni egbeji Ning Mansalo Jeffrey Tete. Ekpena keshe ko baba sane fiu ko. Number 1 ba omanye
manye dron ablaye.
No more fine le ye heshimbamin. Akashi wache bokoni oba jale jwe mokomini o fotemin. Oha boy ne futuwo. Keji wajwe wenche wagan. Wanshi yomo. Wanye me dangbe nwa melisa ne niji yomo akashi ke adungma. Aji mi afi bolo monoko. No wakon ba pabofai. Koni wajwe ye jwe moni ablekuma ne bakuma wo ke boy ne futuwo. Ameji meni jwe mone yantitri koni amenyeni amenoshishi no wo fa na kegbeka koni wasande gba na wo jwe bluffo jwe mominumbo
yo na babe.
Very good. So Nima Salo Jeffrey Tete agrees with me that he's coming to explain why the Dadilumba 1 week observation should not take place within any La Dadekotopon territory. And I pleaded with him that because you see, it's for educative purposes. And the La people who understand the La language already understand the custom and cultures and traditions. So he's agreed to speak in the English language for us all to understand what exactly the issues are. Neyman Salo, let's start it this way. One will be surprised that if La is having its homo, what has Legon got to do with that?
All right, thank you very much for this opportunity to bring some clarity to this issue. I would first of all say good morning to your cherished listeners. Now, La, as it stands, it's a traditional area which stretches all the way from the beachfront, that's from the main La township, sharing the boundary with Osu at the place we used to call Regal Cinema, and then with Teshi at the military shooting range. Now, La stretches all the way up to the foot of the Ebri Mountain. That is Ayi Mensa. That is the last small town of La. And then on the other side, towards the Dodowa Road, La ends at Malijo, just before Oyibi. So that is the expanse of La, which then suggests that the University of Ghana Sports Stadium at Legon, or let me say Okonglu, is right within the heart of the La traditional area, and therefore a ban on noise making for the traditional Homowo celebration covers the very area in question as we speak now. That is the University of Ghana Sports Stadium.
Interesting. Name, please let me get the clarification again. If I'm wrong, then you correct me. You are saying that the La territory itself stretches from, if we are starting from the east, you share boundaries with the Teshi people at the military shooting range, where we call Bungpa.
Yes.
Okay. And then you now share boundary again with the Osu people, where we call Riga, where the Ghana Commercial Bank is.
Bank is, yes.
Okay. What if we are going westwards? Let's say we are going towards the central region. Where does it end? Dankwa, or where exactly are we talking about now?
So from the old Riga Cinema, you know where we used to have the old library?
Yes,
so
yes,
that street, in front of the library, all the way through to Kuala, and then to Dankwa Circle. And then you head towards the west again up to Akwaje Interchange. Now, the boundary between La and Osu is the Independence Avenue Road. That is in front of the Jubilee House currently. And so, when you are on that stretch towards, let's say, Tetekwashi, to your right is La, and to the left belongs to the Osu people. And that is how it goes all the way up to Tetekwashi. And then at Tetekwashi, when you cross and enter Shiashi, the rest, both left and right, La continues from there. That is why the University of Ghana, which acquisition was made from the La people, not from any other community, but the University of Ghana land was acquired from the La people. That should tell you that that is right at the heart of La.
Nimo, that is vast. It means you are talking about, if by the count of my fingers, some 4 or so municipal assemblies.
Exactly. So La traditional area has 4 municipalities, and I'll name them. The first one is from La Township. We have the La Dadekoto Municipal Assembly. Now, when you go to just after that, we have the Ayawaso West Municipal Assembly. Now, part of the Ayawaso West Municipal Assembly is within La, because you know that those areas around Dimples, Jowulu area doesn't fall within La. But those areas from Legon, Oponglo, Bawaleshin, all the way East Legon, they are within La. So part of Ayawaso West belongs to La. Then you go to Nkwantana Madina, that is also entirely within La. And then Adenta Municipal Assembly is also within La. So there are four municipalities within La. And that is reflected in the publication we issued on, I think I've forgotten the date, but in the dailies prior to the enforcement of the ban. So we have the logos of all the four assemblies just to indicate to everybody that people residing within those areas fall within the La traditional area and are supposed to comply with the rules and regulations governing the ban that is currently in force.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification on the geographical boundaries. Now let's come to my question 2. One would also ask that, is the La Homowo not over? There was Loletamo on Monday. Tuesday, Ashwaning. Wednesday, Ashaka. Is it not over? Why are we still having a ban on drumming and noise making when the main festivities are over?
So, per la oral tradition, the ban is supposed to come in force within the early weeks of August every year. The dates sometimes shift because of the way we calculate the calendar, but it is always within August. And sometimes it ends in September. This year, the ban started effective from 11th of August and is supposed to end on the 5th of September. Usually, the ban lasts for 25 days. It starts on a Monday and ends on a Friday. So 25-day period, there's a ban. Now, the reason why we have this ban is that we have deities within La, and in La we believe that there are 99 deities in La according to oral tradition. Now these 99 deities, some of them are right within La and some also travel far. But during Homowo, it is believed that these deities, that is traditional oral tradition from old, we did not say these things, our forebears are the ones who brought these things, and we know we have followed them all throughout up to today. So it is believed that those who sojourn somewhere else, they come all the way to the community to commune with the people, the chiefs and people. And so within that period when they come around, we are supposed to make everything peaceful for them so they can live peacefully with us, give us their blessing, and then they go away. Now, what I'm talking about, this is not peculiar to the people of La alone. I have traveled far and wide, and I have seen this in certain other parts of this country. It is done somewhere in the Volta region. It is done even way up in the north where I worked for some time. And so I think this is something that Ghanaians should understand. And again, if we say we are trying to promote our culture as a way of tourism, for people to come and study and learn, we have people from the diaspora who want to learn from these things, and it will bring a lot of money to us. We need to promote our culture, because you go elsewhere and people are promoting their cultures. So to answer your question, the Homowa festivities are not over. The festivities will end somewhere later part of September, but the ban will be lifted on the 5th of September, which is
a week from today
at 6 p.m. The ban will be lifted. We are pleading with everybody to abide by the regulations that NIME have put down, so that we go through this last week of the ban. And once the ban is over, everybody will be free to have their peace of mind and continue their normal lives.
Okay. Thank you, Nin. We move on. I watched a video clip of your press conference yesterday, and you did not sound, for want of a better word, too excited. The mood of the press conference sounded quite agitated. One would ask, could we have adopted a more friendly, sober, reconciliatory approach? It sounded as if you issued a warning which you said was not negotiable, was not appealable, was not compromisable. Nin.
All right, thank you. Sometimes we say that when persuasion fails, then there's a need for a bit of force to be applied. This is our culture. This is what we have here. And we need to enforce it to the latter without any compromise, without fear or favor. because when I travel elsewhere, I am bound to abide by the rules and regulations set out by the traditional authorities there. Behind the scenes, we have tried as much as possible to reach out to as many people who are involved in this organization to ensure that they find a way to move this thing to other places. In fact, we have made suggestions. The current location where they are going to have the program, we've made several suggestions to them to move it there. But you see, it appeared as if all those persuasions did not work, and the people were bent on going ahead with what they want to do, which we know is going to be sacrilegious because it is going to flout on our traditional regulations. And so at the point yesterday when we had to adopt this strategy of a press conference, persuasion had actually failed. All efforts to get the people to understand and then move the program away so they don't incur the wrath of our people had failed, and they were bent on doing it. And prior to that press conference, I had heard, I don't want to mention names, I had heard from certain quarters, someone I had even spoken to who is supposed to know better, had openly said that they'll go ahead and that whatever we like, we should do. And so when you hear such things, you wouldn't sound friendly again, because the people you are trying to be friendly towards are not really willing to accept that kind of overture you are throwing to them. And so we had no choice than to go that way. And I think that was the only language they understood, and that's what made them to eventually rescind their decision. So much as we didn't want to go on that tangent, our hands were tied and we were forced by the very people we were trying to help to go on that tangent. Let me make this thing clear, that in our press statement, the first and the last paragraphs, we made it clear that we all sympathize with the family of Daddy Lumba, because Daddy Lumba has, throughout his career, he had been able to put Ghana on the world map, and he's an international icon, not just one for Ghana, but international icon where everywhere in the world, wherever he goes, people know him, they identify him, and they actually see him as, let me say, representative of the Ghanaian society and our showbiz industry. Okay, and so we appreciate who he is, but then in that appreciation, we cannot also allow for something beautiful that is going to be done in his honor to be used to also, denigrate our culture. And that's why we're trying to reach an amicable solution with them, for them to understand that, look, much as we appreciate the pain, we also want you to understand that we're also going through something we cannot compromise on. And they did not, listen to us. So we even mentioned in the last paragraph that Nime are willing to join the family and organizers in celebrating him once the ban is lifted. So we ask that they either postpone the thing or cancel it from where they want to do it. And, well, we are actually happy and glad that they have eventually been able to move it. And we want to thank them for understanding, though it was a bit late, for understanding that, you see, this thing doesn't have to create some kind of problems between us and then the family. Once that has been done, we are all at peace. I'm sure that I'll be one of the people who will be at the Independence Square tomorrow to celebrate the legendary icon.
And then my final two. Over the years, we can see some improvements. And it's once upon a time when this ban on drumming and noise making is in force, you find clashes between religious groups, particularly charismatic Christian churches.
Please come again. I'm not getting you clearly.
Then is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, I'm saying that I would admit that there has been some improvements over the years, especially with churches cooperating with this band. But with this band, sorry. But my question is, would you agree that going forward we may need to enhance the education, the sensitization, and the awareness creation prior to the ban? That it still needs a lot of work to be done by way of publicity, talkability, and the general awareness creation. Or you do not agree and you feel, well, the awareness and the sensitization you do is enough, fine and okay?
Yes, I agree with you that going forward we will need to maybe enhance or improve awareness creation. We've done this for so many years. Let me say, with the proliferation of the media, and now we have social media as well, we've had a lot of improvements. This year, for instance, we had to prepare a lot of advertisements which we circulated across social media and mainstream media. And we thought that would have been enough to send the signal clear all across board. But it seems that there are still issues that we need to look at. And so, taking from your suggestion, maybe we would have to sit down and try and see how best we can still improve this thing. You know, for certain things, you don't just get up and finish it once at a go.
True.
You still learn each year, 1 year after the other. You still get new things you are learning that helps you to improve. So we'll learn from what we have seen this year and make sure that by next year, probably maybe a place like the University of Ghana, we would need to now go sit with them earlier and let them know that, look, if there are activities that will fall within a certain period, this is what is going to happen. So they don't book the people for that period. And that would be a way of enhancing it. And we'll do that with other institutions. So taking from your suggestion, I think it's laudable. We'll accept it and then work towards that.
We are grateful for the conversation, sir. Is there anything you would want to put across that I may not have asked you, sir?
Not really. All that I would want to say is that Nime of the last State Council are much grateful to the family of the late Daddy Lumba, and we want to assure them that we have absolutely nothing against whatever they want to do, just that it was going to create a little bit of a problem for us, and that was why we wanted them to understand. And by what they have done, I've listened to some of the comments coming from the family. I think they have done really well with their explanation to the people that it's not a fight, but it's just that maybe they didn't get the information early. We are also sorry that this information didn't get to them earlier. Maybe the institution they went to should also have given them that information. So going forward, next time, if there's anything, maybe within the period of August towards September, I'm using this medium to alert all Ghanaians that if you want to organize something that falls within our jurisdiction, maybe you can also seek clarity from the La State Council or the Omoro Planning Committee before going ahead, because our ban usually starts early in August and ends either late in August or early September. So people should take note and next time maybe seek guidance before they go ahead. And we wish everybody within the La traditional area, Afi a neighbor now, Afi na Afi what's our gobine, wani ta omoni bi fe abasho wadudana, ni yowa opegia denche, ango jomo kesadi papa ehawo, neta ni umanyaba.
Yeah, ni ofa ene quick play etta.
Inye quick play le kwa basheshinya le bofebo nji mayima to gbejano mabu ni one ekonoyi o mabu ekona mama shimabu.
Okay, ni abene wamani ashaka ko woke wa baba abua abifa awula fio nani wa afi wo shaka mo wa privately allo.
Inye minu keno ya ko bakpanse ko ni wo yi o.
Thank you very much. So So that was Ning Mansalo Jeffrey Tete, Assistant Secretary La Homowo Planning Council. Basically now ochrechere mo dientia omo ampene say Daddy Lumba Charles Kojofosu ni 1 week no embassy ewo Legon. Ochrechere mo say la asase no eson na Legon nyina ka ho ekwa until ayi mention say every toll boat nase enti eno ochrechere mo bebre ewo potokasa mo no enti basically o see enye say omutan Daddy Lumba na ne busia ana bribi, but initially mo yo madwin so mba twimbe omo na yen bon komo no boko, but ntiasia anko ba eno nti na omo issue statements na nra say okay sadia shitonin lo ni jiosan shitonin na waka yo nti sabano sadia omo so ombe trebi kakra, but fortunately some way somehow the location of the 1 week observation has been moved from the Legon Sports Stadium to the Independence Square, and this is official. A statement issued and signed by Honorable Collins Owusu Amankwa, who is the coordinator, Funeral Planning Committee, explained and confirmed that the Funeral Planning Committee of the late Charles Kojo Fosu, affectionately called Lumba, wishes to inform the general public, sympathizers, fans, and well wishers of a change of venue for the 1 week observation of our beloved. Originally scheduled to have taken place at the University of Ghana Legon Sports Stadium, Legon, the event will now be held at the Black Star Square, Independence Square, Osu, Accra. Of course, Osu is not part of La Lands. Date is tomorrow, Saturday, 30th August 2025. Time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dress code is all black, black on black. And the funeral planning committee regrets any inconvenience this change may cause and kindly requests the cooperation of all who intend to participate in honoring the memory of the legend. We look forward to your presence as we celebrate the life and works of Daddy Lumba. Signed, Honorable Collins Osu Amankwa, Coordinator, Funeral Planning Committee. Early on, the man I interviewed was Ning Mansalo Jeffrey Tete, Assistant Secretary, La Homowo Planning Council. And this is OKFM. Nakai, they came in.
So Timbuktu, Ghana man, Sumanguru, you know what you're shown. What you're shown.
Music in the background, Wogbe JK by the man himself, Amanziba Natsbrew. 2 panel members, 2 elderly men already seated. Socrates Safu and Bennett Tei Akuaku. Nene Bennett Tei Akuaku. Danaba came like a in Gatuaba. Socrates Safu is a veteran movie producer. He is a staunch member of the Blue family. Now his party is in opposition. It's a bitter place to be, but it's part of democracy. Nana Benete Akwaku is a veteran journalist. He's retired from domestic print work. He's now a consultant on Ghanaian culture. I think that's a less chaotic place to be. Both are friends, brothers, family, and good men. Nana dear. Oh, you beme ko penny wana story.
Okay,
Word Soul Evangelical Ministry. Oh no dear. Yemfinsia. Mpenyu fo mama kwaba.
Ejo so. O back. Anamankani kra.
Anyway. Anyway. General, any opening remarks or we'll go straight to this Daddy Lumba Lamansa?
Oh, yeah. Because me can say me opening remarks now. A bit take time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very much interested in this.
Okay.
Conversation.
Okay.
HALIFAX.
Yeah.
Minyankreni ba imbakuma ablekuma. Inke inwekume fe agami efo.
Okay.
Nti meti enkrafo ase pa. Meti enkrafo ase. Some of their agitations ne calls ne requests ne enema no meti ase ne ntira omoye no, and they have every right to demand, request and ask for enema bi a mo bisa for no edani kwemu nemo no. Sometimes it's not always when you are right that you fight for your rights. it depends on how you go about it. Only papa no kasa no. O twe na dwen gyina bibi so say o hwɛ omu dimina senya na omu kasa. Me hu video ni bi. Me hu ya me am hye me kakra. Me hu say Charlie, no, the thing is getting to a certain boiling point. But wa be chiri mu. But sometimes and many be use wa any sa tangent no. It's a matter of you requesting say hello, this has been going on for a long time. Inti muntwe magin sa ade we so in a certain quarters. Sometimes when they come public and come and say these things, especially the youth no. Ya kwa omo faso kano. For me, a challenge kakra. Bia impenifo no mbetimi atwe aben omo, impenifo ni impenifo. Ombetimi akasa at a certain level. Nti ase be adwuma. I don't know the organizers of this event no, but your Halifax ubetimi abo ame.
Event there here.
Lumba event no.
Isn't not the planning committee?
The planning
committee, exactly.
Which comprises government, say government impenifo so kan.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It came signed by Honorable Collins Owusu Amankwa, coordinator, funeral planning committee, Daddy Lumba, with his phone number. That is a committee that came out and said we should deal with them.
Okay.
And stop, PRO here, state manager here, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Me sure say, nka, impuni mpuwa etina siya. I believe say, nka, enime bipu oha mka ma public. Yebe huwa ni venue nasisa.
I thought Neiman Salo addressed that issue.
Yeah, or address it, or say, or
Uncle Siaga.
Uncle Siaga.
Yes, I say on want to say Boko. No, they said persuasion failed. That was why force was about to prevail.
Okay. Then in this instance, I give it to them. I give it that.
And then now one is our part, no.
Oh, now me feel say, bia sometimes this persuasion no comes being thrown at. Say, mon kanchiro omo say, omuntimi nyo. No omo so atu amane. But when it happens, say we request for a sitting, bia that will make the organizers know.
Are you doubting if there was persuasion?
Okay. I'm not doubting the persuasion as he said.
Okay.
But the mode of persuasion, no, and American say, betimi aba say, mohu say bibi say koso no. No
Are you doubting there was a sitting for one-on-one dialogue? Is that what you are doubting?
I don't know. I don't have that information.
If I wanted to understand,
it's not about doubting. Halifax, doubting is say obiaka. Now we say enye nokure menyini.
Okay.
But minim, but I can say there was
behind the scenes negotiations
no?
Which failed.
Yes, exactly. Behind the scenes, no. I have been in a lot of behind the scenes. Sometimes it's about you sitting somewhere and throwing a warning to the people or a caution or.
How can that one be behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's behind the scenes, not in public.
Okay.
And not public. What's more be? Mon country of side no more no. Into information ne kwa. Almost your baby no more. Munya omo. Bebre crampo nim say legon crampo kala assassin. Bebre nim. Okay. Into sometimes information sanya negotiations ne kono. And no suit me a problem. Eba ne say no moti ase when be videos ni bi mpanifo no organizers no any information on the maya no the same people who were not playing ball now have agreed maybe with better and further and better clarifications o mati ase in the hono na me can say when it happens like that no me feel say ebe better. Many times the Ghana people are right. Many times they are right. But I think it is the presentation style. And me what problem kakra. I've seen negotiations between two warring factions. It depends on sometimes the negotiator and now the presentation of the one who is even aggrieved. The way he demands it, the way he requests for it. It's remember the other person, no, it's in who easily. Okay, it's in who easily not just say we jam. Inti, we mean initial submission, pending what Nene will say. And
if you have something to say it. Why do you want something to say? I mean, because why I will point. I mean, I was so big kind of baby. So for my second and last question to you.
Okay.
University of Ghana Sports Complex, managed by the University of Ghana. Are we saying they are not aware of the times and seasons they were renting out that venue? Such a high academic institute.
Ali?
Safo?
Me can say, a Brahmin called politics, mono. That was any of me who now, I can bet you, say, with my involvement in some of these dealings with especially technocrats and academia, I bet you most of them are so ignorant about traditions. Okay, FM. Especially the academia. They are so ignorant. You will be surprised, say, obiti a certain institution, onim the cultural attributes of that institution. Onim oye onyani degree, any or true application, any man ejuma. Oni that acumen of
onim so say ade we ye the rent out o. Na fi bia August September omo ye ban bi into say August September edua ye ba be buki a ye nhwe say jama say ye nti ye mpo a because consistently August and two patrons says
the estate officer ye currently I didn't want to on seeking approval from the rector was rule or no juma no say ye renting two babe buku a onu no ni be daily. I bet you osufuo elagbemi how do you call it?
Yes.
Osufuo eye. There have been instances the conference center rented and it took people to come and say no, you can't do it. Somebody rented it out. The person, the estate officer who works at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, he knows nothing about traditions and culture in the first place. What am I saying? And you know, sometimes these are the challenges, real grounds challenges. Me say conference center, there are number of times Osufuo are yet banned. There was another event be an year.
Now we'll say from
I think at the AMA. Hono.
Which of the AMAs?
AMA,
the old one or the new one?
Snap Cinema.
Kimbu Gardens. Okay.
Yekoye. And then Ebane say yentimi nye na see the called National Theatre because the boundary between Gan ke Osu. What am I saying? Into see the cross street. But when we were renting out the Snap Cinema, no, I bet you say the person who gave it out have no idea even about the boundaries.
I see.
Into these challenges, yes, bad, but the mode of presentation and the negotiations, no, and a media because the internet make us think at the 1 point.
Safo.
My delete. So
men not treat them class 1 teacher.
You are done.
Class 1 teacher.
And
then was because you see what he's doing.
Because one say some of the agitations.
Nana benete akwa mashe na se mfie bebre ayadwuma wana se anase adwuma ye de papa wo hye na se sua adwuma obie bribie wana se so wa nene benete akwa no de ompe nkwada sa nene kasa na Ghana tie.
Okay,
Hali me down.
Anti Rosa down for nene.
Ni Mansalo Jeffrey Tete. I mean, the guy is very eloquent. Nano ati wachirechire niama bebree mo and but for him I wouldn't have known. Say there are 4 good municipal, not even the municipal assemblies andala 4, not 1, not 2. He listed them. Dadekotopon, Ayawaso West, La Quantana,
Medina,
and then Adenta. 4 municipal assemblies, and that is very enlightening. So this tells you how big La is. I mean the land geographically. And I wished, say, this sort of education should have gone on earlier, so that some of us will not, in our minds, limit La to Labadi.
To La Mami.
To La Mami. Okay, that's all right. Thank you. So that some of us will not limit, because the whole of this week, I was in La. The whole of this week, I was in La, because I feel, say, culture, tradition is not anything you just read in a book. You need to experience it to have a better understanding. Into me, say, I was in La on Monday, the welcoming ceremony and all of them, I saw it myself. Then on Tuesday, I was there, only to see that all shops were closed. Everybody had gone to sleep. I said, so have they finished their festival? They said no, that there was something to be done that midnight. The Wulomo would have to pass through the town and do certain things. So they close shops and then they put off light.
Everybody sleeps early.
Everybody sleeps early. Then I said, okay. So I went back home. I got there on Wednesday. Oh my God. Well, I had a little bit of shakamo. And
that is the homo show.
Yes, yes. And I learn't it too.
So you had some shakamo?
Oh yes, I did. At least a couple of them. 3 or 4. Yes. And and nobody resisted when I opened my arms to hug and to shaka and do that kind of a thing. And then, so yes, it was good. One challenger the traditional authorities have with towns that are so big, I'm talking about cosmopolitan areas, is that because the place becomes so big, I say culture no feed kakra. So it is more, it is more challenging for the traditional authorities to enforce the laws, their traditional laws, in places that are cosmopolitan. Accra is a cosmopolitan area. Tema, cosmopolitan area. It is beyond the municipality. So it's very difficult to enforce. But I'm happy that this one, it has been explained and explained to my understanding. I think, sir, the man said something that is, I think I have to jot it down here.
The assistant secretary.
Yes, he had been pushed to the wall. If I got him right.
Yeah.
They have been pushed to the wall. And Safo tried to say something, says sometimes it depends upon who is negotiating and negotiate. And I think that bit I disagree with him, because culture is non-negotiable. And I say the only negotiable point there is that why don't you shift it a week ahead? By which time we would have probably lifted the ban. That's the only thing that is negotiable there. Otherwise, nothing is negotiable when it comes to culture and traditions. So I don't blame the people of La for insisting, especially when they've been pushed to the wall.
Nene.
Khalid.
So, Adi, moving forward, more for municipal assemblies for Mercy.
Yeah.
Events venues municipal assemblies no more permits to operate.
Okay.
Assemblies seems to name say this date from this date. There should be no such merrymaking or noise making activities. And we say this still cannot be managed. It is different, say, sorry, kitwe nimomo. But I was thinking, say, what is the name? University of Ghana Sports Stadium should fall under Yawaso West. You mean the MC there couldn't write to, event centers around and say, look, I first share your ye can now I'm one side so you. So from this period to this period, my bomb they say, is it did the man say 25 days or so?
25, yes.
25 days, which is just about 3 weeks and 4 days. I mean, why should they come to this?
What you imagine?
Which coordination is going on somewhere that is not coordinating?
What you imagine echo assemblies because Nick Mansalo can assembly say those people, the organizers went to the wrong places. So because they went to the wrong places, that was why the breakdown in communication came into play here. Into your can say those people probably went to the wrong places, you know. Now me the imagine crack of first Ministry of Tourism, probably. Say the organizers no feel say oh it's a Ministry of Tourism because daddy whatever they are doing you know, has to do with tourism. So I would think it's probably they went there. Then you ask Safo something about the university authorities who should have known. And then my mind also went there, but somebody could say, okay, because not all of them come from La area, probably they must have put second fiddle to traditions and all these things. But the question you ask now, the assemblies should be the last to reject tradition or to place second fiddle with tradition. The assembly should be the last, and that's where I agree perfectly with you. Say, even if anybody should forget or whatever, it shouldn't be the assemblies. That I agree with you. It shouldn't be the assembly. So there's something actually wrong. So what is the coordination between the 4 assemblies that are under the traditional area and the area and the traditional authorities? What's the coordination? I mean, how often do they communicate? When, for instance, the traditional authorities write to them, say, or they communicate in a way,
they form part of the task force.
Okay,
they know what is happening.
Them. No?
Their logo was on all the communication that was issued, according to what Nima Salo is saying.
Yes, so I agree with you. Anyway. If there's anybody to blame, it should. The blame should go first to the doorsteps of the municipal
squarely. Anyway, that was Nana Beneta Kwako. Mamin call Ahuma no subak na me me say me sa beka Roman father and Brapen.
Oh, Halifax. When I brought in here.
Oh, Debbie, and I wouldn't eka king and I would the vice president where you my mum na me have Brapen. Eka de and can we the vice president of Ghana, Roman father.
Halifax only maybe. Oh, my say oh don't want to come church and I want to sign on. It means because we no bear 2 weeks ago I'm Saka on cry. Yeah, come church ho. And papa intino. And Carbonate and come fraud it.
I see. Yo, bra, yeah, that's to say, weapons will never bonk more and I no pay. But ya kind more official statement saying what change venue no mum dear. But I mean, you are a media person. You know what happens these days. Presidential attack right to move forward on social media. See, these days, it's true. These days, when you hear something, it is good to near the people and be double sure. Roman Father Mpacho no say much change venue no for ya papa that the lumba 1 week next now.
Halifax did kind maminda was but on no I'm say from kakra.
Oh, sorry, fashion.
This one can bear me there.
Okay.
Whatever my did kind mamincha will be out here. Okay, 101.7 FM. Mincha or planet ewo nane minia or kasama ye la homo planning committee. Mincha na member na baso. I say what kase ye na senate here no also ni mama right now money I want to enchene na in him say yeah ban of noise making no happened on the 11th of May and it'll call a year 12th of June 2025 and I said you Nesebia deal from our planning committee no Madarama you might muswani fix it date no yeah share there may be more sunny fix that particular date no but to cut a long story short no a one announcement barely I think on Wednesday no and then yeah call say yen to me and yeah intermediate no venue in na yen no and now say la hamo planning committee nature say ban on noise making no say yes you say be May 11th no blah 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 and the 12th of June no they are different from a venue I choose no now no question me mama I want to mama internet I said they need Emma yam penning for and say almost somebody need the amount and problem they say announcement I no information I'm bantam 11:48 hours I'm bantam but Thursday na ban no I said they need the more na ye di omomra asem so izan say krobia na say region bia ne emra e wo honom part what the mention na say
sure
no my member ma was done but they make say bia another day no omo make sure say
one answer we quite take as compared to other centers no na idea why the na say be yan kwa affect obi that because meeting the kata mo no I think all can be visa they say the limno on the May 11th I kon we on the 12th of June but in them no yembo mabasona yendo mase na say so no on be boy na yenye ye mean so what come stating clear e wo mo press release on the buy and I think so no answer to num to on this your biggest platform on your show. You know, you better almost say, but yeah, can I say that Lumba, the 1 week observation, you know, DL Funeral Committee being chaired by Honorable Randy Collins, also Amankwa, former Menchian North Member of Parliament, and I think so some coordinating DL Funeral Committee, no. And I can't hear my boom one and Yamiado venue, you know, a Yami Pass, 30th, Independence Square, and I said Black Star Square, a honor that is Lumba, the late. Because me no can say your venue on Black Star Square or grounds many honorable Randy Collins also Amankwa ha another funeral committee member. In the better you know more la homo planning committee you better almost say.
Okay. Roman Father Medasi, but let me be into Echna, it is now the Black Star Square or Independence Square.
But you made that say send away team no Ochina nyame pa Black Star Square or never so Black Star Square Wonder Roma I'll turn up at 9 o'clock.
Okay, Roman Father, Yanima Yabisa, who can attend? Is this strictly by invitation? Should you be a family member? Who is open to the general public? Who can attend?
Halifax made that this beautiful question. Another question I care severally. Not a lumba ya man sign dear or you'll be a dear. Those say offer busiamo, but on your busian quadia or you are seeing another lumba. And he said, what kind of go? Abusia any deal funeral committee. Ya twins after Obi Biara, Obia. Me no can say your mom come on nearby more Ghana have more other regions about Halifax and Yakum Tito. And Nuntina, Honorable Randy Collins, also among deal funeral committee chair. Also coordinating candidate Boma less than 5 hours. Yet me a Black Star Square. You may never bus or China, and I find yet you and Safi will be beer. What I am, oh, I said, well, I saw China, but to do about 5 a.m. When you come,
oh, why not? I ever.
Now, more boy and sir, more boy and sir.
That's true. You ever, I'm ready and tunchini. All right, Roman Father, you better ask Yamin Shao, and see Yamia Dumebeshia, a China Anapa, Ewo Black Star Square, Independence Square for the 1 week observation.
Halifax really mean trying to me. Yeah, they make a try now.
Okay.
I don't to make it be clear, say, committee, you know, get involved. I'm a buyer. But, chief of staff, regional minister, Obia, kind of say, more rep KOD, any Ebra, honorable A plus, Kwame.
Okay,
Okay.
All members, Obia, Nana, Oyelita, just a Amodoso.
Okay.
Amodoso.
Okay.
Amodoso.
All right. Thanks for that.
MPP. So, I mean, just both parties, all the political parties, Obia Munaya involved. And yes, Obia Busiane Pet. Both parties, Obia involved.
Thank you for the clarification, Roman Father.
Yes,
Okay, so that is it. It's confirmed that yes, so much in the venue, you know, but challenge Nikakra, a woman is information about Litz Kakra in the how Kakra, but some way somehow they found a headway. It's happening tomorrow at the Independence Square. That the Lumbes 1 week observation is listed. It's open to all. Open to all. 12 above. I don't know what my elders will say 1 minute 30 seconds and I end. But you see, challenge back on so I'm say. Sometimes I see you in crime for the homowa. Omwa in crime for no. Omuntiasi and say na ye one festival. Enter them, Davy. Into dates are Roman Father boy and no did they say May to June and no ye gamashi. Should I say ododo do I also say I see a look at gamashi for the no. Omo dates are different from Osu. Osu is different from La. La is different from Nungwa. Nungwa is different from Ada. It's you see, these are respective individual paramounts with different paramount chiefs and different festival dates. Even the mode of festival is slightly different. And just saying. So maybe at the right time, yembiem na yembon komobonu yent na yen hu say oh inti say wutsi legona try say la fodie inti say gamashifo ehwe omoban on drumming and noise making na enu try say omo we bia cantonment nyane ba labon nsu ehwe debi afi na omo ba be hye omo de na se but because omo nyina kasa ba ko efre kasa no nkran kasa no a confusion might be brese one festival. I also fall in that trap sometimes. When we are talking about brothers from up north, they will mistakenly lump Savannah, Upper West, Upper East, Northern, Ninyina say, oh, Northern region. They be these are different people with different chiefs, customs. So maybe this thing called our own domestic tourism and domestic culture is rather than just lumping everything together. The other time I was interviewing a gentleman, they make anything. Obonidin, then so was he free, free. How do I say it? Oyangulani, or see free oti. But the name he mentioned sound pure. I can. You get what I mean? So yeah, friend, someone or yeah, said you are so these are things we should all learn. I think so one of the main challenges, and yes, sir. People do not want to respect the guard dates for the ban on drumming. I think it's mostly a mix-up. It's not Roman father can. They know definitely there will be some ban on drumming, but they thought, oh, once they say it's May to June, and the May to June is over, it means it is over. Not knowing say debut May to June is for gamashin, so le gamashin so le la. So what for so present any short thing and I am pon I am go.
You better say. No, yes, for more on this Ghana thing. I'll plead with you. I know your apprehension, and I am going to say.
Somebody is asking because to me, no, I think say it appears the Gamashi faction, no, or more louder than the rest
because their name is Gamashi. When we hear Gahomo, they mean Gamashi Homo.
Yes.
So others think Gahomo means la. Also, that be.
Last a car, dear, this anyway. They be a minister for next in a car as well. I bet you, minister. Minimum for
you missed something.
You people,
you missed something.
The two of you.
3 consecutive days.
May the good Lord Himself bless you for leaving your dials here on OK101.7 FM. May the good Lord make you successful according to your own definition of success. May the good Lord bring you prosperity according to what you understand to mean somebody has prospered. May your weekend be accident free. May your salaries arrive on time. I am Halifax ANSAH-ADDO101.7. Show produced today by the Virgin Adele. Na ene asa na medu hano nyamidi nisaka Benjamin Kumsin na kuma into Oduan Sanam. If I'm not starting production, he's supposed to handle social media. Sometimes he's a very good guy. Sometimes so now they are kakra. But I believe today he's been a very, very good person. Na Osuji. And of course, music directed by DJ Bosco, who also assisted in the production. So I have Virgin Adele, Benjamin Kumsin, and DJ Bosco leading my production today. My panel members have been Nene Benete Akwa Nudio and Time Ben Kwadam Kwadasa and Socrates Safu. Yanko Peace 104.3 for the midday news.